Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to NFT Live on the Web3 Network. We're going to take you around the industry in just around an hour. Hopefully, we will survive that journey. Things happening overnight that we are going to get into really quick, especially around that Bitcoin ETF, but a lot of stuff across many different chains, as we know, but also Ethereum. So we'll touch on the granddaddy as well. Huda, Biggie Poppins, good to be here with you folks. Gifted is going to be joining us hopefully tomorrow. He's getting a nice slow roll into the new year, which I don't disagree with. It's a marathon, not a sprint, of course. But good to be here with all of you here at home. Again, we are going to be here for just around an hour. Hopefully we can have ourselves a good time together. Huda, good to see you in the new year, 2024. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your, do you do any New Year's resolutions? What's happening, man?
Yeah, I broke them already. So good to see you guys. Yeah. I think I had one resolution, which was no fast food. And I already decided that's stupid. So yeah, fast food's still happening this year. I think I'm not that committed to it. I don't really have any resolutions. My resolution is always this year just needs to be better than last year. I need to try harder. I need to be better. And that's it. Like I keep it that simple. So that's my resolution this year. It's going to work out nicely. So yeah, man. Dude, I'm excited to get to chatting here too, because I can't make any sense of what the hell is going on in this space right now, right?
There's a lot to wrap your head around. I think SEI is doing some interesting things. Like I know for the longest time we were saying, okay, Solana happened. What's the next Solana? And it feels like SEI is picking up that momentum. So definitely something we're going to touch on today. What are you seeing on that Crypto Slam spot?
Well, okay. First off, I'm glad you said how the blockchain, like what the name is, because I've been calling it the wrong thing. I've been calling it C. So thanks. I guess who the hell knows? I don't know. I guess ultimately what I see is what you guys see is that the space is moving from Ethereum. It really is growing into this just cross-chain monster. It's Bitcoin. It's Solana, of course. In fact, Decrypt put out an article yesterday, and they showed using our data, which was always awesome to see, but that Solana flipped Ethereum in the 30-day volume for the first time ever. So really, really huge stuff going on over there. But again, like SEI or C, it's moving to L2s as well. I guess the main point here is it's moving away from Ethereum, and it's not a fad, I don't think. I think it's a taste of the future of NFTs. And Ethereum will have its time to shine again for sure, but things are different now.
All right, we're going to touch on a bunch of this throughout the episode. Biggie Poppins is here. He does have a Command A space here in just a moment. So we're going to have him for about 30 minutes of his time, which is more than enough. I mean, he jam-packs all this alfalfa in.
I'm always happy to be here, Q.
Yeah, of course, man. Go ahead.
In spite of the fact, I'll have you know, I'm on my second day of fasting. I'm going for 3 days. I'm going for the 72 hours, dude. I feel like Jesus Christ. It's really cool.
What are you on now? 24?
Yeah, second day 2 and no issues. My wife tapped out this morning. She was like, screw this, but she doesn't have to. She was just doing it to be, for solidarity's sake. But I'm surprised, man. Like I definitely front loaded it. So like, I had like some really nice last meals, like knowing that I wasn't going to, but it's crazy. Like every now and then I get those kind of like empty stomach hiccups, but I'm not like caving in and like, I don't know, man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling lucid. So we'll see. I'll let you know. See how I show up tomorrow.
Yeah, man. So I think 76. So I hit 76 and I tapped out. I had a big bowl of God knows what, probably like a just big ass bowl of cereal or something I was craving. But yeah, man, that once you get past, I think that 40-hour mark, that's when everything kind of clears up in a way. So
yeah,
that energy you get from it's something different. Like that feels great.
Mm-hmm. I do feel very, I don't know, like I'm walking on air. Maybe it's because I'm lightheaded sometimes too, but either way, we're going for it.
Biggie's doing fast. I'm doing cold tubs. I was in the cold tub this morning, so trying to get myself mentally prepared each morning to go and do that shit. All right.
After you saw the chart this morning, you were like, I need a cold shower.
Facts. Okay, Cryptophasia, Carrie Ross, GM, DP saying, yo, go ahead and sage the house too,
yes,
Biggie.
Sir.
Buffalo is in the house. Christian Jensen. Nice to see you guys this morning. A lot to talk about. I can look at my dashboard real quick before we head off. Obviously, the ETF is going to be something we can hit at the front end of the episode here. Alien Nodemonkes have been absolutely on fire here over the last 24 hours. I mean, some of the sales on that stuff is ridiculous. I don't know how you see that high of a sale in this short amount of time. But I guess Nodemonkes has been around for a while, so maybe that's one of the reasons. Froganas, we're gonna mess with SEI a little bit. Utes, there's an Ethereum collection, guys, that's getting a bid, believe it or not. Although we do see a lot of green there on the Ethereum side. Let's see, Nakamoto Games, Messari, Memecoins, and all the like, man. So before we get started here, guys, we are not financial advisors. Do not take what we say here on the episode as financial advice and use it as investment thesis, investment advice, whatever we have to say on that. So yes. All right, guys, let's get started. We are going to touch on the Bitcoin ETF here in just a moment, but I do have my co-hosts up here who are, intimately tied into the network and the industry and all this stuff. Anything pop up to you guys over the last 24 hours since we last saw you, or Huda? We haven't seen you since the new year. Anything pop off here over the last week that you want to talk about?
Man, it's just what I mentioned before. So nothing beyond that. It's that cross-chain narrative. And I would have mentioned the Nodemonkes, but you guys are right on top of that. That is a legit project, and kicking myself because I was told to buy those, like to try to mint them, and I just forgot, right? And oh, dude, this sucks. I sold so many of my Ethereum NFTs trying to get liquid enough to buy them on secondary. It just didn't work out. So now I'm out some of my favorite NFTs and no Nodemonkey. Kind of sucks here. Yeah, take a look here, man. This is very different from this morning when really the morning it was all BRC20s in the top 10. Things clearly starting to change here. And I even saw a new Gas Hero collection there. So at number 6, Gas Hero Commons, I think it's called. Those weren't there earlier, so this is a new mint over on Polygon, it seems, and already doing numbers. Again, pretty sure that's a new mint. I should pull that up and do a little digging. I have not peeked much today. But PFPs are kind of coming back in fashion, which is great because, dude, I'm just itching for things to get simple again. Like, let me just buy JPEGs and watch those go up. Enough of this meme coin stuff and farming and all this bullshit. Like, just give me some JPEGs.
You know what? I had a similar situation happen with me on Base because I'm like, why do I like the Base ecosystem so much? Of course, there's a couple narratives that are there, right? Coinbase backing, all that stuff. But it's really because I can get my head around the entire thing. Like, there's like probably 15 things happening on the chain in general that I can kind of get my head around everything. That makes me comfortable. But anyways, Biggie Poppins, what were you saying there?
Nothing, man. I like both y'all takes. I don't feel bad, Huda. I deliberately faded the monkeys, and yeah, I am not winning, I suppose. I honestly, I gotta be really honest with you. I did not like their last minute switcheroo with the mint mechanics, and so I did not want to play. I'm very, obviously at the moment, not the best move, right? But yeah, I want to see how this plays out. I think right now we're just really hitting euphoria, especially on Bitcoin. But man, I'm seeing just stuff launch left and right? Pepitinos just happened. That's right.
How's Pepitinos?
Pepitinos, bro.
Those actually just mint?
Yeah, I believe they were like allow listed for some people, and I think I think just in case these the ones, are those the ones you're referring to, the puppets or the Pepitinos?
Not sure. I'm just hoping I didn't miss the public sale there because I've been watching for those too.
Yeah, I know there was like a pre-sale, I guess. Like there's quite a few projects that I've seen, like the Undead also, the Crypto Undead do that as well.
Those are gonna be
hot. Lucky enough to get one of those, but right now I'm just looking. I'm watching this thing unfold. It's a beautiful thing because I think for anybody that's not a maxi, it's just cool to see like these caravans just start going all in separate directions, right? And all these different narratives. That's opportunity for you folks. So
hey, real quick, Biggie, while you're talking about opportunity and we're kind of in the middle of this just like intro, what's going on here? Because I know you dropped this to the group chat earlier today. What's happening here?
So this is a ZK privacy protocol that is launching. This is their test net, and for like 5 minutes worth of your time, you can go in there, just test it out. I believe it's in Sepolia, Ethereum Sepolia testnet, and takes you 5 minutes. Just basically get some testnet, money and encrypt it, send it, decrypt it. and you will be eligible for some tokens down the line. I'm surprised that I'm doing more farming than I thought I would, but privacy is something that's I'm passionate about, and I also think that it's a narrative that could come prominently into the front of this crypto bull cycle, depending on regulations and other stuff. But those are like my safe words, right? Like you have Animoca, mine are ZK rollups and privacy. And so I saw that and I was like, ooh, I want to play. I recommend it.
I mean, especially if it's just taking an action to kind of get involved in potentially on an airdrop, like that feels like a potentially good win. Obviously, do your own research, all that stuff. I did drop the link for those of you, but I will also, Biggie, if you can find maybe the Twitter profile or the X profile of that project, that way people can do a little bit of research on their own. And Huda, I know you're dropping this. I'm glad you did, because I saw this morning as well. I believe Tyler was one of the first ones to kind of get his hands around this. But Jack Butcher posted this about 2 hours ago, maybe an hour and a half ago. You can see mempool here, and it looks like some checks that we're seeing. Obviously, his like go-to kind of branding. And then this post from Daza as well, break down what we're seeing here and what we expect from Jack Butcher over on Ordinals.
Well, I don't think anybody knows yet, right? But today is the 1-year anniversary of checks, and in Jack Butcher fashion, the guy's just such a master of marketing and being on top of the culture, and he's been planning for this, it seems, since February of last year. So I would imagine some checks holders may be getting an inscribed check from Bitcoin, which is absolutely incredible, and those will be worth a fortune, man. Like, they just will, because you got to imagine those are early inscription numbers too. So really excited to see what he ends up doing here.
So you think this is an airdrop and not an additional sale?
I don't think he's selling these at all. No, I don't think. Maybe I hope he does, so there's a chance to get one, right? But I don't think so.
Okay, I'm tracking the comments as well. This is the one that kind of stood out to me, right? Are these on sale anywhere? And Daz is saying nope, not yet. But maybe you're right. I mean, maybe these are just airdrop to holders of checks.
He has a history of that, giving holders access to certain things. And I cannot remember the collection. Something in the Infinity collection, I think. So he's done that before. I would not be surprised to see that here. He's good to his collectors. So I hope that, you know what? It's both sides of this. I mean, I win either way. Like, I'm happy if it's for his collectors. I'm happy if it's for a sale and I get a chance. But always great to see Jack Butcher, in action and doing his work. He's just so fun.
Biggie, you got something?
Yeah, I'm curious, Huda, do you think this early inscription meta on the Bitcoin's ordinal side is going to hold water long term? Like, I do think, obviously, right, the argument is provenance, and I agree that up to a certain extent, like early inscriptions, early collections, maybe the Nodemonkes, maybe certain art pieces will have that premium for being like early inscriptions. But I gotta think that at some point that's gotta fall off. Like, it doesn't suffice to me for it to be like the end all be all of a collection or of an art piece, right? Like, I think it should be weighed like either by its community and its long-term roadmap or project, whatever you want to call it, and then on the art side, obviously, by its quality, right, or the artist delivering it. Like, I just see too many people highlighting the early inscription meta, and it's I don't know, for me personally, it's kind of getting tiring, because we've been in here for a while now, so we know early inscriptions, and I get that. Yes, it's something to highlight, but I don't know, man. Like, long term, you think we're going to be talking about that? Like,
yes, I definitely do when we have examples on other chains that it still does matter. But at the same time, it's a forced narrative. It just absolutely is. And you saw those certain guys, the big influencers on Bitcoin, the early ones, pushing that narrative instantly because they knew how that can play out. So the first 10K, I think that's probably locked in, that those hold a little extra value, maybe a lot of extra value. The next 100K, do those hold value? I don't know. I mean, to some degree, I think they do, because Bitcoin just has so many more holders. There's so many more people, and over time, so many more people that'll be in the Ordinals ecosystem that will want something early just to say they have it, right? How much does that bump up value? I don't know. But the example I have is over on Tezos, which sounds kind of crazy, but at one point I went back and looked for some of the first ever Tezos NFTs, and go figure, they actually are worth more. And we're talking on Tezos $100, right? But $100 for a picture of a cat. A stupid picture of a cat that shouldn't matter, but it's probably in the first 1,000 or so NFTs. So if they matter on Tezos, they sure as hell are going to matter on Bitcoin, and it probably matters a bit more and further out. So they will matter there. It's just, again, in the long run.
At that price, or is just like you saw them at that price, or that
listing price, and some had sold for sure. So there is definitely evidence that it plays out. As stupid as it can be, it does matter to some people. It just has to matter to one person. I'm
going to pause real quick and look at the comments over here. District Drex saying, "Sup, boys? Good to see everybody here." GM, I love NFTs. FolkU is saying, "Anyone catch Mickey? I fumbled it at 1 million." This is a very interesting situation that we have over here with the Steamboat Willie stuff, because it seems like, from what I'm seeing on my monitor, that the Truth Labs drop on both the NFT and the meme coin that they endorsed are apparently they've been usurped by a new collection, a new NFT collection, another derivative, and a different token. Because if I can remember correctly, Truth Labs was the one that endorsed Willie. Well, Mickey, I'll show you the two different, and I hate that I'm up here going through this shit.
Is the other one the PFP, the Mickey PFP?
So, okay, so let's go into the meme coins, and then I'll show off the collections as well. But real quick, Truth Labs backed Willie. And you can see Willie here. What's going on with Willie? And FolkU is over here talking about Mickey, which is the other meme coin based on Steamboat Willie. And you can see the difference. This is a 4-hour chart here, folks.
I got wrecked in Willie.
And the other side of this, to Huda's point, he was talking about trying to find out what's going on with the collections. Steamboat Willie. This is not the original. If you can remember that the Willie had and I could probably find it. Yeah, Steamboat Willie public domain was the one that popped off initially. That one's at 0.06. And this other one, Steamboat Willie, is at 0.23. So, first of all, I like the fact that they actually went the PFP route than just doing the kind of standalone video of that Steamboat Willie, which is what the first initial derivative did. This PFP makes a lot more sense if you want to rock it as a PFP on Twitter or something like that. It's more traditional. But I had no idea that would take place. That we had basically a coup overnight with Willie.
Oh man, I love it. I'm here for it, and I want to see more. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Mickey meta needs to thrive. I mean, like, it's just great for the space. In fact, I don't know if you guys talked about this yesterday, but seeing the community get heated over the Mickey Mouse NFTs was so bizarre to me. Like, everybody says they want us to be back, right? That's exactly what being back looks like. And then you have the influencers shitting on it. So it made no sense to me. I think we should be cheering that stuff on. You don't have to play it, but cheer on people who are winning in that stuff at least.
Here's the thing. You guys are at home saying, "Oh, what the heck's Mickey? What the heck's, and I love that FolkU saying Minnie is next. So be on the lookout for Minnie.
Is she really?
We were who knows?
Tigger,
public domain. Tigger happened.
Peter Pan, and all of them are up for grabs, folks. Like, we're gonna see this happen until we piss off Disney enough to try and come after the decentralized DJs. It's gonna be hilarious.
Well, I did see a lawyer make a comment. You can't, if you make it look like it's coming from Disney, they're coming after you. So you have to make it very clear it's not from Disney. So some people will get hurt there.
That's a good update. Real quick, we were sitting here having the same conversation in, I believe, March, April timeframe about BONK, where we were like, what the hell is BONK? What is it doing? It is nothing. And then it turns into this $1 billion market cap token that's used on different platforms. You could say the same thing about Doge. So again, you gotta kind of throw the ADIQ take out the window with some of these meme coins. I'm going to go back really quick because Kerry Ross is saying resolutions. We don't need any stinking resolutions. Inside NFT is saying my resolution last year was to start doing drugs again. Great success. Fantastic.
Your story, guys.
Justin Casey, speaking gibberish at this point, I minted those ETH XY OBN base and had no idea what I was getting. LOL. That makes me think about this space. Buffalo talking TMNT, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle meme coin. It's based on a Vitalik talking about, I believe, TMNT. there. So I got into that last night. So I'm full degen mode right now. But I just wanted to quickly say a GM to Justin Casey, Cam Taylor, and the rest of you that are joining here. It looks like Nox Darkness and Love NFTs. Appreciate you guys joining us here as we blast off into this episode. Guys, we got down the rabbit hole pretty damn quickly. The main story for today is this, and this is from DGen News reporting on this, but every publication pretty much picked it up. Real Matrix here, Real Matrix Port, basically came out and said that the SEC will reject all Bitcoin ETFs that are scheduled for this January. And then at the very, very, very tail end of it, it's based on an assumption by an analyst. But you can see the block ended up picking this up too. SEC, they started it. SEC will reject all Bitcoin spot ETFs, says Matrix Port analyst. So everything dumped. I mean, overnight, you could see the little bit of, I'm just going to pull up CoinGecko here for a moment. I don't have TradingView or anything like that set up right now, but you can see Bitcoin fell off a cliff, and that pretty much resembles all tokens across the board. There were very few that weren't hit by this. Your guys' takes.
First off, it's great that a dump means Bitcoin at 42K. Like, what a great number to be at, you know? It just speaks to how great things have been lately. So glasses half full kind of guy, maybe, but also you got to expect this. Just like, I don't know if you guys caught this yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. There's an attack on Bitcoin. Did you guys know that? Was that narrative? Did people talk about that out there?
Oh, really?
So there was a period yesterday morning.
This is a Matrix Port thing?
Mem.pool, right? Where you can look at transactions. You couldn't load the page. And I was trying to transact. I was just trying to send Bitcoin from my Xverse wallet over to Coinbase. Couldn't do it. Like, full on attack. I'm like, okay, yeah, people are gearing up for something, right? And this is all related to the ETF. So having that happen, seeing negative news come out and, you know, basically FUD the ETF approval feels like it's a very coordinated thing. And that is my read on it.
Same here. Market manipulation, clear as day. And how easy do they get away with it? It's insane.
Right.
You know, blame it on the intern, fire an intern.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. The rules do not apply to other people, man.
So here's the other piece to this piece of news as well. We had Eleanor, and I want to pull her tweet up. This is Max Bullish, by the way, so just hold on to your seats. Eleanor Terrett saying that here's the scoop. The SEC Gov is holding meetings today with the exchanges, NASDAQ, CBOE, New York Stock Exchange, to finalize comments on the applications being submitted by the BTC spot ETF issuers. So, I mean, I'm not familiar with these proceedings, right? So I'm not going to stand up here and LARP and say this is 100% going to happen because the SEC is holding these meetings. But it seems to be that we're getting very, 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 very close to what will be an approval next week.
Yeah, it seems like it's imminent. It really does. I mean, I can't picture it not. No, I was just saying I can't picture it not happening, and then I also can because they love to fuck with us. Excuse me. Question. I've seen people out there say that even with potentially billions coming into Bitcoin, it's not going to move the market much, which doesn't make sense to me considering we fell yesterday and pretty significantly. In at a point, it was just like 400 mil was sold over a 2-hour period, and it impacted the market in a noticeable way, right? How can people say that, you know, potentially billions coming in doesn't move Bitcoin in a noticeable way?
I think that the loss that we are seeing in the charts right now is like open interest. It's people longing or shorting, right? Like it's different. It's a different.
That's a great
what do you
answer.
call it? Yeah, it's a different person like buying.
It's a different product.
I think for the ETF when it comes to it, like it's priced in. Like maybe with this sell-off, like I mean, it'll be a buy the news situation. But the people that are expecting this gargantuan fucking like, you know, rocket ship up, I'm sorry. Like, hey, if it happens, great. I'd love to be wrong, but doubt it.
Yeah, all right.
Justin Casey coming in with the comment of the day so far, talking about that Mickey situation in the Steamboat Willie. How bitter are the VV bros? If you guys have VV attempted to bring all of these larger brands into the space via their kind of different platform and products, and they're just being usurped by Memecoins at this point. A lot of great comments, folk. You saying at 15K to 900K market cap last night. now 295K. I need to see which you're talking about here. Are you talking about the Mickey token? Sarah's script is here. GM.
I loved Sarah's Mickey, by the way. Did you see that?
I did see her.
Yeah.
Awesome, right?
I can pull that up actually. Let's see if we can get that done. Man, I mean, there's not much else to hit on this Bitcoin ETF situation until we have kind of a definitive answer. Are you guys positioning yourself in a certain way where you're kind of minimizing risk if they do come back and say no? And what's really funny about these takes on the SEC denial is like all of these fundamental reasons why they should approve it, all this stuff, and then the reason why they would deny it is Gary hates crypto. And that's like that's the thing everyone gets behind is like, no, Gary's just going to throw a big wrench into all this.
Well, the answer, no. There's nothing I'm doing different because I have so little exposure to anything. But yeah, I mean, Gary could just not approve him because he dislikes crypto. So, I mean, that's a valid concern or point.
Yeah, me
Look at
neither.
that,
I'm not playing that. Yeah, that's gorgeous, Sarah. And I think she said like it takes like, I don't know, like it takes her like a whole day or like 20 hours or something to do them.
Dude, I watch her drawings when she uploads those videos.
Nonstop.
Yeah, her videos are hypnotizing. If you ever watch her, you know, kind of how she makes these, her process, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even begin to start to recreate anything that of that nature. Really great work there, Sarah. All right, any last thoughts here on the Bitcoin ETF? Things are bouncing back. As you can see, they sharply fell, but we've had, you know, some really SEI is a project we're going to talk about hopefully here in a second, and it didn't get hit at all. It basically got hit and basically kept on moving. One of the better performers. It's literally up over. I mean, you see it. It got gobbled up in like 35 seconds and is now moving on up. It's actually up on the 24-hour chart even after all this nonsense.
So I'm not very well versed on SEI, but correct me if I'm wrong, Q. From what I'm starting to understand is it's a parallelization kind of narrative that it's riding on, also like Solana, and I imagine like the performance is on par. Is that correct?
I think you hit it right on. So it's not like an EVM chain or anything like this that we're seeing from Optimism or Arbitrum or anything like this. This is a layer 1 blockchain, and running in parallel. So we can get into the weeds here, but go ahead.
Well, a key thing there too, I mean, I think my understanding was it's a Korean blockchain, and so you've got a huge community over in Asia that this is the chain they're heavily focused on, and a big part of why it's doing so well right now. It's just interesting to think traders from all over the world focus in different areas, different sectors, different blockchains, and can move markets all on their own.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up a couple different pieces here from Benjamin. So Ben is a friend of the network, and he's been around for a long time, mainly on the NFT side. He initially commented again on the fact that SEI just took a bite and just kept on moving. It's above 80 cents now, putting it in the top 50 of all projects across the space. But he also mentioned these, which is the Colony, Saiyan, and WeBump here. These are NFT collections now popping up on SEI. And that's, I guess, the broader conversation, man, because we were all looking at these different chains, Optimism, Avalanche, Base is one that I've thrown out multiple times and have been getting involved in, but it does feel like SEI is in this initial stage of interest where collections are popping up. I think liquidity will continue to move into this protocol here, and we might have a winner, honestly, of like the post Solana battle for supremacy, if you will.
Yeah. Do we have any good resources for SEI, like wallet
Sheesh.
and marketplaces?
God, I wish.
Yeah, I literally, I was researching this yesterday and I didn't find him right away, and I gave up quickly, intending to come back to it. So I'll get to that digging later, and we'll be able to show that tomorrow.
So
it's a good sign though, right? Like when you see that, you know, like I think like those are like the three major steps of degen adoption of new chains, right? You go there, you buy like what hopefully will be the crypto punks of that ecosystem, and then you go and buy the meme coin. Hopefully the founder has a pet or some fucking narrative that you want to play there. And then the third one is you find the freshest DeFi place where you can stake some of that coin for potential airdrop farming down the line. You see those three things pop up and you see people like going over there and doing that. It's a good sign.
So I love that Foki's coming in with more information. This is definitely like exactly what we want to see on the network is using this hive mind. So this is Cosmos SDK, folks. SEI is built here within the Cosmos ecosystem. We've seen multiple different projects already within that reach and that network. So yes, SEI is another one to add to that list. But yes, I think over the next 24 hours, I'm going to be diving in. I haven't even seen any charts when it comes to NFTs. I know, just like Ben is saying, I've seen sayings. Like I've seen saying all over my fucking timeline. Both the NFT collection as well as the token here. Not say the token. There's a saying token that goes along with this. So yeah, it looks like we have some movement over here that I want to go in and check out. Cam Taylor saying, I got in these SEI NFTs, but I'm curious, what are the early shitcoins in SEI? I just mentioned one of them, saying. So that is actually a token. Justin Casey saying, I'm trying to pull together my Twitter lists. I will do a SEI list with the major need to know maybe tomorrow. Well, sir, share the list, sir. Don't make that list private. Squash, good to see you here in the house as well. And Folk U is saying, I already got bridged and wrecked. Guys, any other thoughts here on SEI before we move on?
No, just that I'm going to drop a marketplace or like an analytics platform. I'm looking it up right now, but just so we have some resources. I'm looking for that now.
Okay. Biggie, I know we only have you for a moment longer. I mean, if you got to run out, let me know. I'm going to attempt to find SEI on DeFi Llama chart here and see what it looks like. But you good?
Yeah, I think I'll take this opportunity to say au revoir, my friends, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's awesome to be back. I'll catch the rest of the episode here, but OVOT fam, as usual.
Peace, Biggie. Good luck, man.
Later, Biggie. See you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, drop a link to your Command A. Oh no, he just left.
Good timing.
All right, we are going to attempt, and I say attempt, to finish the episode without Biggie popping. So we'll see how we do. You guys are fantastic, blowing up the chat with different information and just vibes. So whether you're doing either, we appreciate you guys so much. Please leave a like also if you love Biggie Poppins. He most definitely would appreciate it. We definitely are supported when you guys do stuff like that to help the algorithm out. It definitely helps, and I don't know how many times I could say definitely before you hit that like button. All right, I'm looking at DeFi Llama here, TVL, and I'm going to attempt to find SEI. So I'm searching by TVL here. Let's see if we can move down this list. So we see SUI, which often gets confused with SEI. So I'm not sure I missed it, Huda, but I don't see it on this list.
No, and yeah, I'm not on DeFi Llama to know enough to know if they really got coverage, like of every coin, every chain. So I don't know.
It might be wrapped up in their like Umbrella Cosmos tag, but I'm surprised I don't see it on here.
Yeah, it's big enough that you would think it should.
I mean, but maybe not as big as we did think. Can't search on here, I don't believe. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we'll come back to that. But yeah, I think I'm going to be spending some time here, guys, over the next day or two looking at SEI. It might be a little bit late to be that like moon token, right? If you're picking up SEI and picking up a couple of these NFT collections, you probably are in the green, but it's probably still good timing to have some good wins.
Hey, Squashman coming in here saying Beanie's been pumping SEI for 2 to 3 weeks here, and he has. He's been pretty early to it, and I know his call is at least $1 there. So I got into it just last week, and it feels like it's got some life to. Well, clearly has life to it still. So yeah, that's a good shout there, Squashman.
All right, Foki, if you could drop what you got into to get wrecked, man. I know that kind of sucks. Obviously, we don't want anybody to get wrecked as they, kind of adventure into these other chains. But yeah, obviously, it would help other folks if you could kind of detail your experience. All right, moving on real quick. This one is going to be a little bit more familiar here, and it's one that we brought up literally on the channel yesterday. We had a question I'm forgetting who. I think it was Mike Erlandson here. One of our community members was asking about the gods, Huda, and about 2024 in general and what to expect. And my answer to him was, look, I see more Utes on the timeline. Like when I just look across spaces and timelines, like I see more Utes. Maybe that's my personal anecdote, but Biggie said the same thing. And now today, this is a pretty big story. 182 Utes were swept for about 300K. I need to check in on the current price, but it looks like Utes are getting the bid, Huda.
Yeah, I think they look better too, but I agree. I see Utes PFPs out there. It's one of those things that's always called to me, and I've always wanted to grab one and haven't. What are they actually at now?
See, that I would rock that with the cowboy hat.
It's so cool. It's
and the
so
glasses.
Cool. Yeah, I love them. I like the take. I like the idea that Utes are the one they for whatever reason they have moved just as much as DGods, actually more. But there's less controversy around them because they were the one that was, they were the little brother. They weren't the focal point of all those, the moves and the bad press. And they haven't had those reboots and new seasons and the updated arts. They've just stayed what they are. And maybe right in Frank's own house, he's an example of what works, what doesn't work, right with his 2 collections. Mm-hmm. So don't keep changing up the PFP. Don't keep switching up what you're doing. Just kind of stick to your main narrative, aside from the move. Because again, it's moving 2 times now. I love the PFPs though, man. I really do.
Well, it's a really good testament to their branding, Huda. The fact that they've been able to survive that. I mean, there's not many collections on Polygon to begin with. Obviously, they're tied into the DGods ecosystem, but the fact that they've been able to move and still hold on to, hey, this project's going to go up 50% or 30% here in a day. Obviously, that's short term, but I think the branding's extremely strong and seems to be there's a community there on X.
Yep, totally agree. And man, they got great influencers that rock those PFPs. Again, like you said, you see those out there. I'm trying to think of guys like Sweep and Leap and all these other. I'm trying to think of other names out there. Legendary. Does Legendary have a Ute? Or is he a Solana guy?
I think he's. Are we talking about? Hold on, I might be able to pull him up here.
Oh yeah, Azuki. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. I feel like he used to be. I think he did this rebranding just a bit ago. I think he was a Ute before.
Isn't this Elemental?
Yeah.
This is wow. That's
it's a cool one, right?
Yeah, that is pretty cool actually. It matches with this branding. I love when influencers can lean in and actually find the right kind of spot for their PFP and grow it out. It's a really cool idea.
Yeah. By the way, peek at this. I'm going to send it in our little private chat. I think this has NFTs, SEI NFTs. I don't know what their symbol looks like, so I can't tell for sure. Scroll a bit down. You're going to see where to let you pick blockchains. Keep going. There we go. Getting in there. Is one of those SEI?
So we got Aptos there. We got Near here. We got is that, I see Megapont, so that looks like Bitcoin. No, I don't think so. I think we would see the I think we would see the collections just mentioned on here.
Yeah,
okay, so that looks like Sui. So you can see D Sui friends.
Oh dude, that's what it is. That's what I had in my head all along. Okay,
what Crypto Espresso was literally, I don't know if it was B-Check or Crypto Espresso or what, but they were saying like, I'm going to buy SEI just because, or I'm going to buy Sui just because people are going to confuse it with SEI, which is like the most degen shit I've heard in a while.
And it would work. I guarantee, like, dude, I literally had him crossed.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, folks, we are smack dab here in the middle of the episode, so we appreciate you guys hopping in. Crypto Buffalo, DP is saying Colony, Saiyans, WeBump are the SEI NFTs to own. So, I mean, it's one of those things, man. When I think about it from a personal perspective, time is of the essence. Like even within the next 10 hours, 24 hours, the earlier you can get in on some of these things, they tend to move very quickly, and time is of the essence. So,
by the way,
we'll see.
Well, DP, is WeBump out? Are those minted? Because that's what I've been hearing too. Is that collection? And I didn't think they've minted yet. Was hoping they hadn't.
All right, here's the real question too. Where do we go to actually look at a lot of these collections? That would be that would be nice to find. I don't know if OpenSea supports SEI. I know when I'm looking at Benjamin's post here, you're getting some type of what looks like an OpenSea platform, but you can barely tell.
No, they don't. And by the way, OpenSea just becoming more and more irrelevant. It's kind of wild.
At this point, I don't know if I'm surprised, man. I know a lot of us were calling for them to drop a token, and that's really the only way to save them. All right, Pallet Exchange is one that I've seen. So again, big shout out to Tyler, who covers the space extremely well, and I know he was looking at a Pallet airdrop potentially. So I'm going to jump in and see if Pallet Exchange can show. Yep, so you see it there. There's Saiyans. So we see Saiyans, Colony, WeBump, all at the top here. Owners to supply, so more than 50% there, more than 50% here, almost 50%, and almost 50%. 24-hour volume. Huda, I would love your kind of analytics hat here. From a 24-hour volume standpoint, I'm guessing this isn't a lot, but is it 320,000?
Yes. Yeah. Considering where we're at right now. So again, just because I do look at this all the time, when I looked this morning, Pudgy Penguins and like Bored Apes were just like 200,000, which is a crazy thing to think. And that's excluding wash trades. But volume in those PFP NFTs, again, at least as of this morning, was super, super low. And I think it's come back quite a bit. If you're selling around 200,000 or so in a 24-hour period, that's putting you in the top 25 or so in a market like this. So it's actually pretty respectable.
All right, and then looking at floor price here too, I'm going to zoom in for y'all. Saiyans at 500, the Colony at 1,700. I don't see the price chart here, so if I click into the Colony,
they've got the floor price. That's crazy.
I see. I'm looking for like historical floor price here.
Gotcha.
Because I see volume. I would love to see a historical floor price.
Dude, these things with $1,000 floor already is wild.
Yep.
I can feel priced out already. So here's hoping for some nice mints coming up. Jeez.
I'm going to zoom out. I mean, there's not enough sales where I can't like fight my way through it, right? So like, let's go to 24 hours ago what these were going for. 2450, so 2,000. Looks like they haven't moved in the last day.
Oh, like no volume, huh?
Volume is okay. Like I said, the 24-hour volume is 258,000 SEI, which is a little bit less than, obviously, SEI is sitting around 80 cents. But I'm looking at the last sale 24 hours ago at floor price was 2450. So they've actually come down in the last day, Huda.
Wow. I'm kind of in shock by the price still, though. Like, kind of kicking myself for not getting in earlier.
So you heard about? I will say I am an early investor in SEI in the actual like seed rounds of this protocol. I had not that I'm saying that I've written it off, but I hadn't heard anything from SEI in a while. A lot of those seed round investments go that way, but this one seems to come out of nowhere in the last month here. SEI, but yeah, how did you find out about it?
It's Beanie. It's just like Squashman was pointing out. I heard about it exclusively through Beanie, and I know people really don't like the guy. I'm the complete opposite end. I really like him. I like his takes. I think he shares good alpha, and I think he shares it early. Where there's other guys who you can tell hoard it, and they're giving it to you at the tail end, right? You're their exit liquidity. I've never felt like that with Beanie, to be honest. So when he says something, I listen, and I will often follow. And in this case, I didn't follow early enough.
Okay, so there are a couple different collections here, Huda. I mean, this is super interesting right now. You're talking about an NFT, but we're in kind of that meme coin narrative where things are going to go quick. Obviously, NFTs have a little bit less liquidity, but finding these tokens down here, I mean, there's not even another page to this, Huda?
So there are 9 collections in total?
Yes.
Get out of here.
I mean, it says top collections. So
yeah, but if you click to just the collections tab at the top, again, there's 9 collections in total.
Wow. Okay.
Holy shit. All right, we're early still.
All right. We are early. Easy, Casey. Easy. All right. I'm up here on public display trying to be transparent with you now. Just kidding. All right. I think you're getting a bunch of people agreeing with you here, Huda. So this is a heavy SEI part of the episode, but Hudo was talking about Beanie, and DP saying Beanie was tweeting about how he swept the floor on WeBump. Let's see. Squash saying, I know Pixel Vault Alpha Chat was riffing on these a week ago, so another miss. DP's also saying about 3 days ago you could grab everything for under 500.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, now we know. Now we know what kind of ceiling they can reach over there. We know what kind of volume, what kind of action, and we know that there's room for it to grow like fly. So we got to stay right up on this here, guys. And we there's no reason we should be missing over here anymore.
And you mentioned this being a Korean-backed project or a Korean-based team.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know about the team. I at least know the audience, the collectors.
Okay. So Pallet Exchange looks, first of all, it feels good, right? Like a lot of times you have some delay issues, even with something like OpenSea. The marketplace feels good to click around into. If I can get to different pieces.
Well, so about that too, and it might just be because there's no drops right now. If this is the marketplace that Beanie was using, man, when he tried buying here, he was in queue for like 2 hours. So there's that much demand on the platform, and maybe they just don't have all the kinks worked out here yet. But yeah, there's a lot of load on it. Maybe they've fixed that. But yeah, just I guess a heads up here. Maybe right now people are not just hitting it so hard.
Okay. This was the tweet that I first saw talking about Pallet. Was Tyler talking about a potential airdrop here for SEI NFT enthusiasts. Pallet Exchange tweeting 2 hours ago, say goodbye to queues forever. That's what you're mentioning.
Yeah.
How quick is it to buy a SEI NFT now? Well, so fast that there might be a reason you want to start getting your volume up. Oh, there's the up. Are we doing our job up here today? Are we doing our job up here today? Yes. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
That was a rhetorical question. So Pallet Exchange. Bam.
But man, getting your volume up and, with it being $1,000 NFTs, like what's the cheapest NFT collection there? I see some that are like $50, like those SEI Shibas. Those are $52. Shit, I need to get a wallet real quick and just go scoop one.
All right, so Akira is sitting at 80. SEI Shibas at 52. Sailors, which I've been seeing a ton about, is at 300. Yeah, it looks like we need to get on over there. This is one of those times where I'm going to check back in an hour, and you degens are going to have already bought the floors up another, half an X, half a 2X.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. I did have other things to talk about. We went down a SEI rabbit hole there. I'm going to quickly show you guys and just link it out in the YouTube chat. A tweet from 2-Bit Idiot, who is the founder of Messari Crypto. They've been doing heavy financial or I guess marketplace analytics and kind of data overviews and pieces like this. Basically like data and analytics platform here, Messari. But Ryan Selkis's crypto thesis for 2024 is live and it's free. And this is always a good look. Ryan does a great job on the regulatory front, but also just overall crypto thesis, and it's live there in chat for you guys to check out. Definitely one you should be looking at. Huda, do you have anything here that you would like to talk about next? I'm kind of in the midst of getting over my SEI hangover there. We've got a couple other things that we need to get look at.
Nothing I can think of. I was trying to see if I could find us a wallet real quick, but no. So I'll come back to that when I do find it.
Okay, I've got a tweet here from Z Magic, looking at the top Ordinals sales, I believe. Gold Glass Bitcoin Frogs went for fucking 2.2 BTC. Alien Bitcoin Punks went for 1.5. And really, this is the one that's picking up here in the last, I would say, 24 to 48 hours. We did see Gordon Goner pick up this. Again, the Nodemonkes, the Bitcoin Nodemonkes, or Ordinals. What are we calling these again?
What, the Nodemonkes?
Alien Nodemonkes. This isn't even an alien Nodemonkey. This is
it's a duck.
Just a damn duck.
Damn duck, man. It's cool.
We had a community member, I think it was Cam, that ended up buying one of these before Gordon actually sent out this tweet. So fantastic timing here.
Dude, I hate talking about these. I could have grabbed a very, very nice cheat at 0.08, and I didn't do it. I just was like waiting a little more. So stupid. Guys, never listen to me with this shit. I'm awful at it.
Well, we tell them right up front, we're not financial advisors, so they know that we make dumb decisions. All right, I'm looking at NFT stats because he was the one that posted about this. You can see here, Alien Nodemonkes completely sending 4 sales in the past 3 hours. This was earlier. Damn, he's tweeting at 3 a.m. There's no way that's an actual. He might be in a.
No, you know what? He lives over in China now, so. That's right.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, 4 sales in the past 3 hours. You can see all above or around 2 BTC. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm not surprised. I mean, man, again, not surprised. That is the PFP over there. Like, Bitcoin frogs don't make sense to me to be the PFP. That's where that narrative of just being early is not enough. You need to be the culture. You need to be original. You need to have like something that really makes you different. And they have that look that resonates with collectors, like just very good pixel art. They're very, very good looking.
Isn't that wild? Isn't it wild that something as simple as, I mean, I don't want to get lost down a rabbit hole here, but the fact that they look better than others is the reason that they are now some of the top ones, Grails, are trading for 100K, 150K.
I mean, a lot of it comes down to luck. It really does. Like, you know what? Yes, they artistically created those, but sometimes in the artistic process, there's luck involved too. You stumble on something accidentally, and it's just wild to think of how something like that can really affect something losing or winning like at another level.
Timing,
they're cool.
They
check every box. That's going to be the project. Now, no, when I say it's going to be the project, Taproot Wizards are going to be higher priced than those. I mean, I'm almost sure about that, right?
Yeah.
But that's a 2K collection, whereas these Nodemonkes are 10K. So for the 10K collections, I think these Nodemonkes are king.
Got it. I want to quickly comment here on a post that just broke. I think XAI, hopefully I'm saying that right, XAI. These are the XAI nodes that we were following. I think it's XAI Games.
Yes.
Is that the same thing as Sideshift though? Because I'm not seeing XAI.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. I keep interrupting you here. Sorry.
No. I'm just trying to find the XAI token. Has it not launched? Do you need to find it? I mean, it has.
I don't think the token has launched yet. Right now, this is just people with nodes. These are those Sentry nodes that we've been seeing at the top of the leaderboard, and I don't think the token is actually in collectors or in node runners' hands yet.
Okay.
But I saw, was it Zeneca or
Zeneca.
Ortiz? Somebody big was talking about these this morning.
Okay, I know Zeneca was part of the initial kind of run that was talking about it back when the sale happened. But yeah, Sentry node operators here getting 1658 per node. Again, we don't have a token price on those. We don't know what that looks like. Legendary NFT holders, 290, and then Vanguard NFT holders, 1,300 basically. Let's see if we can look. Is there a Vanguard that we could pull up? Like, where would I even look at finding these?
Like the website for it?
So the Vanguard NFT holders, where would I find the XAI holders?
Well, would you if it hasn't dropped?
Well, apparently there's holders of both of these. As you can see, Vanguard NFT holders are getting 1,300, and then Legendary NFT holders are getting 290.
But they're saying the claim's not live. Oh, you're looking for the. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm still looking for the wallet, so it's half looking here. So let me peek. We would have this on CryptoSlam, maybe.
Okay, I don't see them on Blur. They might be on OpenSea.
So you're looking for the prices of those different rarity tiers?
Yeah, I'm looking for these NFTs here. All right, Vanguard NFTs and Legendary NFTs.
Well, I think that's the rarity tier. So you're still looking for the Sentry nodes.
Oh, really? Okay, because they have Sentry node operators here at the bottom.
Well, shit. Okay, now I have no idea.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on. I don't feel like we have enough know-how in that ecosystem, apparently, that maybe we shouldn't be going down that rabbit hole any farther. But yeah, it looks like a nice little fat airdrop for the node holders, which we knew about. You didn't get in on that node sale, did you, Huda?
Not at all, no.
Yeah. I don't know why I remember fading it, I think, because there were so many influences that were messaging about it that I was just like, this is ridiculous.
So I thought it was a scam when it first popped up, because my first place I see it is on the leaderboards, and like the name like that on the blockchain, and like just the price, seeing millions in sales, I think in just that, within hours. Like, this seems fishy, man, like really, really sketchy. And so I stop at that point. And, lesson learned.
That's fair. All right, Marty McFly saying it's pallets, but it takes a while to get in. Yeah, I think we're on point in I know Keeper or Kepler wallet for SEI was dropped by FolkU. Although FolkU, you were saying you got wrecked. So is Kepler wallet the one to try here? So I want to make sure, man. I don't mean to bring that up again. I'm flooding you pretty hard on this episode, but yeah, if Kepler wallet is the one to use, we'll be in our group chat talking a little bit about this and see which wallet might be the best. Buffalo saying Ginger hat. I'm not saying that. First of all, we have a red bearded man up here on stage. You can't be
That's
saying
so
that
offensive,
stuff.
Man. Holy shit.
Unreal. Read the room. All right, Froganas here at 13 Sol. Is there a point, Huda, that you're gonna play this at all? Like if
Yes.
like hype. What's that?
Yeah, that's simple.
What price are you thinking about? Because I mean, it's been holding. If I zoom out here to the month, it's been holding around that 10, even 12, 11.
I'm comfortable here. Like I am, and I do expect them to pull back a bit further. But just I know a lot of people that are holding those, and they are those Bored Ape holders, and it's all the right alpha groups still talking about it and accumulating. Like, yeah, I definitely want in.
Okay. Here's my devil's advocate on this one, Huda, and you could take it. It's not that I believe it; it's that I've been hearing about it. Just the fact that it was kind of a coordinated piece, and there might be a lot of bigger wallets that hold this. Like that doesn't kind of get in the way of you buying these at all.
So let me think. You know what? Okay, so a lot of my thoughts on Solana are still with cheap Solana in mind, and I forget that 10 Sol right now is $1,000. So okay, I need to consider that a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, strike everything I said before. I'm waiting a bit.
Yeah, all right.
Seriously.
That's my biggest thing with Froganas is that first of all, we just got done talking about how art can really sway somebody's opinion or just like the overall collection opinion. I love the Froganas art. I really think that they're fantastic. I think that they have character. I think that the art style, I wish we had Gifted up here to talk about the art style in depth because he does a great job of it. But I like that. Again, my only thing is, all that being true, is this a coordinated kind of whale situation where it might even dump down to 5 or 4 or something like that, and then you'll see the project do what it needs to do.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And that's probably more what I'm waiting for, somewhere even 6 or 7. But yes, this is a coordinated thing, just like dude, every collection out there. Like, dude, there is that, it's not the cabal, but there is that top circle of traders who just have bags upon bags, and they control all of these collections. I mean, for the most part, they do. Ranging from all those Jack Butcher collections, trademarks. Opepin, like friggin' board of Opepin has how many hundreds or thousands of those still? Like, all of these collections are very highly concentrated at that top circle.
Okay.
So yeah, to me, not much different than anything else.
I can take that. All right, man. I didn't really have that much more. I mean, we covered a ton. We're almost at an hour here. Exactly. I did see this come across my timeline. I mean, it's not really much on the token front or anything like that, but Etherscan looks to have acquired Solscan here into their kind of entity.
On that note, let me feed you a couple links, because this is a lot of what I talked about this morning in the show was just this growth on Solana. Let me get you started with one here. And this could be stuff you covered yesterday. Again, just I missed it. But check that and this. I think these matter a lot. My narrative, or the narrative, is, again, people moving away. It's traders,
yeah,
it's influencers, but it's builders too. Like, right? I mean, Etherscan not moving away, but growing. You know, spreading their wings, branching out. So now also, you know, acquiring that Solana scan or Solscan, whichever it was. This perfectly shows, not directly, right? But this shows that people are quickly looking for liquidity. And we're seeing where that liquidity is going. And that next post is, I think, really going to show you.
Yeah, we took a look at this Beanie post here around this narrative that, again, everything's popping off, but maybe Ethereum's being left behind. So, yeah, break this one down, Huda, quickly, and then we do have some comments.
Yeah, again, it's super simple. It's just that this money is leaving the ecosystem here on Ethereum. It is heading to these other chains, and Solana being a main benefactor of that. There was one other chart that I showed that Solana, like fresh stablecoin coming into it, is outpacing everybody by hundreds of percent. So it's just keeping your finger on the pulse of where things are. And again, if you want or need to be winning in this space right now, you need to be on these other chains right now.
Yeah, I agree overall that in the short term, and short term could even mean 3 months, right? 3-4 months, something like that. That might be the case. It's funny to me just because I'm so intimately tied with the Ape coin and BAYC ecosystem, how this narrative of ETH being nothing is running in parallel with Yuga doing nothing, right? Like it's happening at the same time. Everyone's like, what the hell is happening with the other side and what's going to happen with Bored Ape? And really on both accounts, I guess the defenders would say, just wait.
Yes.
You know, in a month, you'll start seeing these announcements. Other side's going to be killer. Like it feels like Ethereum's that same way. There's so much stuff on Ethereum that once Pudgy continues fucking bulldozing all this stuff, there will be liquidity that comes back, man. It's just tough to get around the tech.
Yes and no. I mean, I really think these guys can build, you know, have assets that live on Ethereum, but have others that live on these alt chains, or L2s, I should say. There's a way to, you know, have the best of both worlds. And I think that's something that I wonder if we see examples of it somewhere. I mean, the Pixel Vault's, you know, maybe a fine example. The game running on Arbitrum, but the assets, you know, previously, you know, Meta Heroes living on Ethereum. Maybe we see more of that, because to me, that's just perfect. You get, you know, kind of the best of everything. But I do think Yuga Labs is going to have a strong year. I do think they're playing things close to the vest, but I do think they'll have some big stuff. And Ethereum by no means dead. We talked about this maybe a week or two ago, playing against, you know, kind of what's the current hot thing. You know, that's, you win by sometimes doing the opposite. So I'm as bullish as ever on Ethereum. So me commenting and saying that the action's over on Solana and Bitcoin and whatever, that's all the comment is. The action's over there right now. But full believer it's going to come back on Ethereum, and it's going to make some people cry and, you know, regret a little bit that they wrote it off.
That's going to be a bad scenario, man, because right now everyone's having a good time on these new chains, trying to chase the new shiny thing, which is completely fine. We just sat up here and talked about SEI. But, dude, the worst case scenario, you bridge some over to SEI, right? Or, you know, add in anything you want and bridge some over to Solana even. And stuff starts popping off on ETH.
Yes.
And then you're stuck over here on this chain in your kind of, you know, I don't want to call it a shitcoin NFT, but like not the greatest NFT. And now you're stuck over there holding that bag while ETH runs when you just bridged.
Yeah, that would be awful. Dude, I hope when ETH bounces back, okay, I hope the Solana community who, you know, the ones who specifically were Solana maxis that didn't trade on ETH, I believe there's a lot of them, right? I hope they come and support Ethereum like the Ethereum people have now been supporting them on their chain, and the same applies to Ordinals. A lot of the reasons both of those ecosystems are popping off is because ETH people are coming over. I hope they show the love on the other end when ETH makes its return.
I'm glad you brought this up. I'm going to close out here in just a moment, but LFG was an interesting narrative that I didn't get to talk to you about. A lot of people claiming that token. Give me 1 second. So a lot of people claiming this token. This is let me go to the 4-hour chart here. I mean, we're sitting at $24 million market cap. You can see it got all the way up in one period, all the way up to 0.13. It's sitting at 0.2 now, so a massive pullback there for LFG. I like the narrative, Huda, because it was getting ETH people some of their first time and first exposure on Solana. Yeah. I like that narrative. I think it still potentially has legs. I mean, this is a potentially good entry here if on LFG, man. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but yeah, your thoughts on LFG? We saw the airdrop happen over the last 48 hours.
Yeah, I claim mine. Is there utility for the token? Like any marketplace that lets you use it?
I doubt it's happening that quickly.
Okay.
I'm sure that they have something in the bag. Let's go and see. See, here's what I think. Poach ETH maxis. Like, look, this token's gonna do, I think, well. It's got some interest, from the broader community. It's not this random scam coin, but poach ETH maxis is not what I would have led with. But poach ETH maxis for Solana with airdrops and base it on the amount of gas they spent. The immediate future, we plan on pursuing more partnerships and integration with protocols and projects that will benefit from new user growth. It looks like they already worked with Orca and Mayan Finance, which is I believe, two dexes, or at least Orca definitely is.
Yeah.
Airdrop 2, based on feedback from the community members and prominent users of both Sol and the ETH, we realized that there are a few groups that are missing out and wanted to include them in our second airdrop. Oh, it looks like they already have parameters here. Smaller users of Ethereum, wallets who have spent as little as 1,000, developers, claimers who interacted with major Solana protocols, early LPs.
Interesting.
This is a good one. That's a positive here. Early LPs getting a potential airdrop is interesting for the short-term token price, I think, based on the price chart that we just saw.
That's really interesting. I mean, if the token price, and I don't play these often enough, right? I really don't play DeFi much. If the token is worth very little, will people give a shit to claim airdrop number 2?
It's free.
Yeah.
It is free, and enough people have claimed, so I think that they will. If it's over $100, I think it's worth it for a good amount of people. Yeah. Dude, this is crazy to me too. Like, thinking about, I don't want to go too geopolitical here, but I always, when I'm looking at the space, like how crazy it would be to live in a foreign country and have maybe your yearly salary be like $10,000 in USD, and you're getting sometimes you're getting $1,500 in these airdrops.
Right.
It's like that would be fantastic,
dude.
We always price things in our own culture. You know what I mean?
I think about that a lot, and a good buddy of mine was considering moving to Thailand, and you know what? Like, that really puts that thought in my mind too. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's something I promise you, it's something I would consider down the road when my kids are old enough to, kind of be on their own. Who wouldn't be enticed by that? So,
along with the tax regulation, I mean, that one post went viral on the tax changes here starting January 1st about, I believe, like over $10,000 worth of sales. And there's this weird tax implication there. So, I mean, dude, I can't see it getting much worse. Like, there would be an app. Look, we're getting too far into the politics, but it just feels like it can't get that much worse than the bullshit they've been putting out for the last 3 or 4 years.
It's ridiculous, but it can. Somehow, some way, it can get worse. This election, I mean, again, I know we're going to mostly steer clear of this stuff, but it's going to be a very interesting election. I saw quite a few people saying they think that crypto is going to become a main talking point of this election, and I hope it does, because I think it's more important than most people realize. You're looking for a Trojan horse to bring people in, that becoming a main talking point or a main, kind of platform issue, as the election ramp ups, could make it very interesting.
All right, Squashman is saying when the narrative changes, people will run back over to ETH or wherever. Jack's Hideaway is saying there are quite a few who embrace the notion that rotation ETH is historically up to a 3 to 4 month lag. DP saying you have to stay flexible, as well as saying right now a little will get you a lot in these other chains because they want the customers. Yes. Christian Jensen, my LFG airdrop can buy me a cup of coffee here in Copenhagen. And Carrie saying the KYC law just shows they do not understand the ecosystem. Yep. I mean, we already see developers not only moving to other chains, but moving to other countries at this point. DP is saying if you have some spare ETH, you should consider restaking with EigenLayer. EigenLayer has come up multiple times, even within a couple of the group chats that I've been in. Shout out to Mike Finch, who made that same point. So maybe we can take a look at EigenLayer tomorrow here. Basically, I think it's one of these staking rehypothecation situations where you're staking amount of ETH, you're probably getting some sort of liquid token, and then you're eventually getting eigenlayers token. DP, correct me if I'm wrong on that. All right, man. I think we're gonna close out here. It is interesting to look at the ETH ecosystem, though. I think we basically ended that last combo talking about ETH right now. Bored Apes sitting at around where they've sat at for the last 4 months, which is 26 to 30 ETH. Mutant's not doing much there. Pudgy's around the top of when they released that trailer, right? I think Pudgy's maybe ran to 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Off that token news the other day.
Yes, little Pudgies are the same. I actually rotated one mutant into like a bunch of little Pudgies.
Nice.
So I'm waiting for that one. But yeah, Utes a big winner here. Any other winners here on the collection side? I know World of Women has been doing fantastically. I don't know what off of. You can see they're up 30% just today.
I'll tell you what, man. A lot of these collections, those floor prices would be in big trouble if it weren't for Blur existing. You know, like Blur really keeps people liquid. It keeps people afloat a little bit more. To me, it's propped up prices. Imagine Bored Apes if there was just 1 or 2 legitimate sales a day like there is right now, like what that floor price would look like. Man, I don't know. I mean, I pictured one day they could fall to as low as, 15. Like I thought that's, like pretty realistic. With Blur in the mix, I think maybe no. But without Blur, man, absolutely. So just interesting to see a platform like that has that much impact on prices.
I love that you brought that up because a lot of the incentives, and Gifted likes to bring up that negative spiral effect that some of the incentives are for like placing orders and placing it close to floor and all that stuff. I wonder if Pac-Man, I know they're focused on Blast and all this stuff. If there was some cool incentive that actually works in the opposite direction, it would be amazing for this bull run for NFTs. Because I know, again, a lot of the incentives they have are for whales to kind of accumulate a lot and then dump them all into bids and all this kind of situation we have. So, man, it'd be cool if Blur could get something going.
There's something to be said for being rewarded to hold, to collect, complete sets.
Yeah.
I think would be amazing. Complete sets, own an NFT from this collection, hold it for 3 months, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I know you'll pay for it down the road one way or another, but incentivizing collecting, I think would be very cool. Okay.
I love that take. Justin Casey saying maybe you can move to Puerto Rico and move in with Joel Comm. I'm all right. Cam Taylor saying people will go where where is Joel Comm, by the way? People will go where the UX is. When I say where is, I don't mean actually Puerto Rico. I mean, what is he doing? People will go where the UX is better and where the liquidity goes. ETH has foundational problems. Kerry Ross is saying quantum variant also mentions eigenlayer, and there is an airdrop coming up. So
interesting.
Guys, this was a great episode of NFT Live. It is, I believe, the 399th episode here.
Damn.
Of NFT Live. I think there will be a 400th episode where we will do the Rate My Bags tomorrow. If we can get the whole Avengers squad in tomorrow, we can get Gifted, we can get Biggie, and of course Huda here on to NFT Live. We'll do a banger episode of Rate My Bags. And then I believe we're starting this week on that fifth episode per week. So the Friday episodes of NFT Live, I'm going to try to bang those out here with you guys. I know traditionally we've only been Monday to Thursday. So this is a big move here, adding that Friday episode. So we'll see how it goes.
And then soon Saturday and Sunday. Nah, I'm not going to put that on you, right?
It's a bull market. Dude, before we leave here, man, give the folks here an update on everything you guys are doing with Crypto Slam, man. I know some of it's behind the scenes. Like, you can't say everything.
Yeah.
But you're also doing some things I'm sure you could talk about.
Well, you know what? Okay, there is one thing I can talk about that I really got the okay to talk about it yesterday, which is we are getting ready to launch a content platform, which I'm really, really excited about. We'll have some pretty awesome personalities on this content platform. We're going to call it Slam Vision. Spoken to some really great creators, some great dudes, and some big names. I think people might be shocked at some of them that we'll have on there. So that's going to be excellent. A lot of things happening. Yeah, the stuff I cannot speak about, I shouldn't even give it some color because that could get me in trouble. But there's just some really big stuff coming this year from Crypto Slam, and I'll leave it at that. But Slam Vision, very, very soon, like maybe within a couple weeks here. So stay tuned on that.
All right, love it. That was actually the tidbit that I was hoping that you'd leak. So we can wait on the other stuff. All right, do you have a video for us, sir?
I want to show something to people that you may have seen this already because it's a viral tweet, but just had me so excited about the future of NFTs here and the future of just crypto, blockchain, all that stuff. More specifically, the metaverse, right? This viral tweet saying, guys, everyone is in the metaverse already. Here's New Year's Eve celebrations, and people are looking at this spectacle through their phone. Right? People say that they don't like this future that we talk about where you've got glasses on or VR and, like living in the metaverse, but they're already doing it. So when you see that, just know that we are on the right track, that our belief in what's coming, metaverse, crypto, blockchain, NFTs, all that stuff is absolutely coming, and all those people are going to be in it. So good times ahead.
I'm simultaneously excited for that future, Huda, but I'm also just so disappointed in humanity when it comes to stuff like that, where literally everybody, I mean, literally every single person is like not just watching their phone. I get what it means. I get the expectation of what that is going to be for NFTs and for digital assets and all that stuff. But some of me is like, oh,
dude, I make a point to not take out my phone and do that, and I feel like a weirdo. Like I feel, you know what I mean? I feel like a weirdo for actually just like looking at something the old-fashioned way.
All right. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in here today to NFT Live. Again, we're adding that episode on Friday. We will also tomorrow be doing a Rate My Bags special edition here. I believe the 14th edition. We're going to start doing those monthly where we rate all NFT projects. And I guess, Huda, we're going to need to add, like, from the last time that we talked, which was a month ago, we were just getting into, hey, I think we need to add Mad Lads on here. I think we need to add Solana projects. It feels like now we have like 4 different chains we're gonna have to start adding into the Rate My Bag.
We should meet ahead of that just to tidy it up, and because it's gonna be a longer episode with that.
You're trying to get ahead of it so you don't look like a fool. I see you. I see what you're trying to do. All right, guys, this was fantastic. Again, we will be back tomorrow. You guys have been awesome all the way through. If you like the content, if you love Huda and Biggie Poppins and Nifty Q and Gift Dead, please leave a like on today's episode. We saw you guys on X, on YouTube, either before, live and afterwards. You guys have been amazing. We'll see you tomorrow. Our Vibe, our tribe.